Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Jacob is here once again. I'm so happy that you're here. Hopefully you got the notification because, if you subscribe and you check the bell, which is what I want you to do, you'll get notified when we have these little get-togethers, which are so exciting. And today's show, I don't even know how to title this one because, the thumbnail on this, this new CEO of Yahoo, Marissa, this is like a small part of the massive craziness that's going on right now, especially in our country. So it's not just about the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And the fact that the Yahoo exec is going along with saying, yes, the four horsemen, Google, Apple, Amazon, and of course, Facebook, the four horsemen. It's crazy, right?
Paradigm for tech power that was in some respects, if not set, coined by your old boss, Eric Schmidt, the four horsemen, Google, of course, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon. Could the interest graph, or perhaps even something else, change that order of the universe?
I think that the piece that the four horsemen.
But that's just the beginning of what today's show is all about. We're also going to talk about Trump and Omarosa and all of that stuff that's going down.
Low life. She's a low life.
A lot of information about that. A new discovery about fat. Right? Get ready because Yale scientists have stumbled upon, while they're trying to come up with a way, to keep people from getting fat. You take a pill, and so then you can eat as much junk as you want, right? Because that's what the big business is. That's what they, just feed us slop. And of course, it's filled with all sorts of stuff that just keeps us from moving forward with our life and being conquerors in our life and feeling fit and feeling alive. I know because I used to be about 55 pounds heavier before I was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, and I said, and I changed my diet, got rid of the milk, went to almond milk, got rid of this, got rid of that, changed it, turned it around, started training differently, and then here I am. Been holding 190 strong. But that's not what Yale is bragging about. It's not about eating right and taking care of yourself and thinking right. It's about, hey, they found a way to zip up the lymphatic system so that, fat cannot be absorbed into your body, but you poop it out. The problem is that could really wreak havoc on the human body. But they're excited about it, and I'm sure it's going to be news. From there, we go into, of course, the madness that's going on right now in Romania. Oh my goodness, the protests, thousands, tens of thousands. Because of course, the country has been ruled by corrupt people and they want the corruption out. It's a lot, this story that's being told in pretty much every country. It's being told here too. We are in such a divided country. And this whole Omarosa Trump feud thing where, we're going to get into all the ins and the outs of it. And I hope that you understand that this is an unbiased show. I'm just here to tell you the story, to show you what's going on in the world, because it's all connected in some weird, crazy way. And you're going to find out why. And you're going to find out why you need to be aware of it. So I hope that you are buckled up, people. Get it down there, get it snapped. Click it a ticket, baby, because the four horsemen of the apocalypse, that's just the beginning of today's show. Oh, hey, you're back. Welcome back. I'm just looking at my notes here, okay? Okay, so Yahoo CEO. She, I don't know if you know this girl. You know what, I subscribe to a lot of world channels. World Economic Forum is one of them. They have a lot of interesting interviews. That's where you get, the George Soros thing that I did just a little while ago. You get a lot of interesting stuff come down. But she goes on the show and they're talking about, she's the head of Yahoo. And she's come on and she kind of, cleared house, got rid of a bunch of people, got rid of all the old guard, trying to bring in all the new. Created a little bit of a storm over that, right? she came on to talk about the future of search, and I figured, hey, what the heck? This is the head of Yahoo. I should probably just listen to it. And man, was it boring. It was like so boring because like the whole thing, because this is all about making money. This is all about keeping you connected. It's like, how can we get the user to be fixated on their phone because that's the next thing. She talked about the generations, and we've had these 4 revolutions, right? First it was like the internet, then it was like social media, and then, now it's like it's the phone. Everything's through the phone. And what's the next thing? She's talking about the next thing. And of course, this is where we got to the 4 Horsemen, because, the interviewer brings up, Eric Schmidt, her old boss, because she worked over at Google. It's just interesting that these people consider the head of Google, the head of Apple, the head of Amazon, and the head of Facebook to be the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Sort of the paradigm for tech power that was in some respects, if not set, coined by your old boss, Eric Schmidt, the 4 horsemen, Google, of course, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon. Could the interest graph, or perhaps even something else, change that order of the universe?
Well, I think all 4 of those players do a really terrific job providing a lot of great experiences for end users. And so, I think that all 4 of those people will become major players in the future. I think that the piece that the 4 horsemen analogy misses is that there are other players in the space. I think, for example, Twitter is very exciting and very interesting.
You know what's weird about that is because they're probably taking it from a very esoteric point of view because, Apocalypse, the book of Revelation is the apocalypse of John. It was the revealing of Jesus Christ to the Apostle John. It's the apocalypse, right? That's why it's called the revelation of Jesus Christ. It's not called Revelations. A lot of people don't know that, but that's okay. Probably a Mandela effect. What are you going to do, right? So anyways, apocalypse, it doesn't just mean like the world coming to an end, kaboom. That's the definition you'll get if you type it into Google. It comes from the ancient Greek apocalypse. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. What are you going to do? I'm not a history teacher. Just, which literally means an uncovering, a revealing, if you will. And so the fact that they would call them the 4 horsemen of the uncovering, right? The revealing of the new day in this world, the virtual world, because they've literally layered another world on top of our world. And of course, our world is a layered world on top of a spiritual world. See, there's all sorts of dimensions going on. And these, the 4 horsemen. I thought it would have been cool if because there's the red one, there's the white one, there's the black one, and each one means something. War, pestilence, sword, famine, stuff like that. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool? Because I said white. Oh my gosh, Google's logo is white. And then I said black. The rider was black. It was, well, Amazon is black. And then when Apple, I thought, oh my goodness, the logo on Apple, and I look it up, and it's really it was the pale horseman, right? The pale. And I look at it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it looks like it's a pale logo. But everything fell apart with Facebook, so I don't know. Because Facebook's, is blue, but it was supposed to be the Red Rider. That's just a whole other side of things there. Because these 4 horsemen, as Marissa Mayer likes to call them, and others, I guess, in the industry. This is news to me. I didn't know if you knew this. I'd leave it in the comment section if you did. I didn't know. I didn't know that the tech giants were called the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. But wouldn't that be exactly what they are? Considering that an entire generation and the future generations have been completely changed, that people are completely narcissistic and completely infatuated with self and material things. And talk about manipulation. And everybody, people are vitamin D deficient because nobody goes outside anymore. But that's probably also because we're at grand solar minimum and is outputting a lot more of this and less of this. But that's a whole other show for another time, and I don't have the time today. But they have, literally, and they are going to, literally, be the downfall of the the world that we knew. AI is going to be taken over. It's already taken over how many jobs? But wait till all these Amazon Go stores, right? I mean, all these corporate giants that are in charge. I mean, they are, if you will, they're worshipped, if you will, as gods in this earth. Especially these 4 horsemen, as the CEO of Yahoo likes to put it. But they are completely transforming, and we've seen this big purge that, like I said, listen, and it's not like me saying, oh, I got the inside scoop and I knew it before and I said first this, then this. It's just like you got to look at the signs of the times and you got to see. It's like once the truth starts to really be uncovered, right? Whether they be the 4 horsemen of the uncovering of the beast system and the new day there, or just another fancy way of talking about the uncovering of the truth that's revealed in all of us, where we're waking up. But if we're waking up, then they got to clamp down, right? And that's what all of this censorship's about. All this story, but let me tell you something about Alex Jones, because I'm going to throw this out here because this is the way the story would go for me. All of this stuff that's going on with Alex right now would make him super more popular, and we would probably see him somehow in some form back on, these platforms again. He's done his thing, but other channels are going to go by the wayside. We've already seen just recently even Gavin, who I don't watch, but Gavin McGinnis, I guess is his name. I don't watch him. I don't know. He looks like an interesting guy to watch, but I got the boot like right after Alex, and I hear others are on their way out. I'm not worried about it because I don't break any terms of service. Because the things that I say, right, they're going to get through no matter what, because I'm not going to use all the nonsense, hate speech and all that stuff. I'm not going to use all the nonsense that they're talking about. I'm going to talk to you on a personal level, on a spiritual level, on a deeper level. So let's get to Omarosa and Donald Trump. So this morning, early as I'm drinking my coffee, I'm watching Omarosa on the Today Show, and she's basically, she's promoting her book Unhinged. It just came out. She wants it to be a blockbuster. So, of course, she's going to go on. She tells her, I'm a whistleblower. I got all this information. I tape secret conversations in the White House, in the Situation Room, where you're supposed to live by the honor system and you're supposed to give everybody your phone, but she went in there like a super spy and she was recording the whole time. Now look, she got fired like 3 times from Trump. Just tweeted about this because he's not happy about it. He actually called her a lowlife for what she was doing, because she released a private conversation and she turned out that she was, spying on everybody, right? But in the flip side of the coin, there's another way of looking at this. You bring in a snake, sometimes the snake's gonna, and I'm not saying she's a snake, but I'm saying if you bring somebody in who's deceptive and you're deceptive, then, things are gonna be revealed. That's what happens. And we're going to see a revealing, and that's going to pave the way for what comes next, whatever that may be. Michael Cohen, the lawyer, right? He actually is saying that her claims, she had some crazy claims, I guess, in her book. She had some claims that Trump got some secret information and pulled it up and put it in his mouth and then swallowed it in front of her. And Cohen went on to say that, that was ridiculous, that he's like a germaphobe and he would never do something so ridiculous. So, who's to say who's telling the truth, who's not? But the one thing that we can say is that she did share a recording of Trump calling her after she was fired, where she says that she was basically kidnapped. She was falsely imprisoned because they wouldn't let her leave. She wanted to leave. She asked for a lawyer. She's saying all this stuff. We don't know, but she has all these tapes that she's going to reveal down the road, after her book, by her book, because a lot of it's in there. That's the whole thing, right? Unhinged. And it was really sad to watch how incredibly rude she was to the host of the show too. I think her name's Samantha Guthrie. I don't know. I don't watch normal TV. I just do a lot of researching and then coming on here to share with all of you. But it wasn't a pleasant interview. It was very uncomfortable, and there was a lot of animosity that was coming from Omarosa because she's very defensive. So a lot of people, everybody's saying basically that she's full of it. But she says, I got recordings on like Jared Kushner, on Ivanka. I got like I went, and the janitor, and you should have heard the things that he said. You know, it's like basically, I guess she just was recording everybody. But, you know, once again, it's all going to come out, and it's all like a big reality show. Don't you think it's interesting that, you know, our president is... Isn't that funny, right? The world we're in. That's right, I say all the time, we're the stars of the show. We are. This is kind of crazy and kind of cool. We got goofy stuff happen in the heavens right now. The Perseids, the meteor shower because of that comet. Remember I've talked about that comet, Swift-Tuttle, the one that they say is like the doomsday comet, and that it could spell destruction because as it's going around the sun, it keeps heating up and keeps inching a little closer, and they're saying like maybe 100 or something years, it's gonna go kaboom. That's why they're working so hard to try to knock asteroids off course, this and that. But the Perseids is going on right now, the meteor shower. You know what's weird is I haven't been able to see the moon. I don't know if that's a thing. I looked it up. They said moonless nights before the... I've been looking up. I'm like, where's the moon? I keep looking here. I keep looking there. I guess, I don't know. I get it. It's not in the sky. I'm not seeing it at night. I don't know if you guys are. Let me know. I looked into it. I guess that it's because of the position of the earth. It's harder to see or something where I'm located. Just seems weird to me. I was going to do like a show. Like, is this a Mandela effect? Who knows? I want to really talk about this fat thing because see, here's the thing. I'm really passionate about getting yourself right. You know, first you got to get your head right. First you got to get your heart right, right? So head and heart, you get them together. You get the firstborn with the secondborn, you get them together. Boom, you get them together, and it works. You get the flesh with the spirit, the head and the heart together. Boom. Okay? Then you get the outside to reflect the inside. So you start loving yourself. That's the most important thing. If you don't love yourself, you can't take the steps to make yourself feel better. See, a lot of people don't realize that the reason they don't take the steps is not because they're too lazy. It's not because they don't love themselves. And then they allow a lot of fear and a lot of nonsense to keep them from taking that step to actually bettering themselves. Oh, you know, it's going to be too hard. Oh, people are going to make fun of me. Oh, people are going to talk about me. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I get this one a lot too. I don't have enough time, which is just like, really? You don't have an hour? Like 3 days, 4 days a week, or a half an hour? You know, you can't at your work just do something different. You can't shop differently. Everybody has time. The problem is that the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and the AIs that are behind the scene running everything, they're going to take all of our jobs, right? And they're in charge of our defense systems. Crazy world we're in, right? They're convincing everybody to be busy all the time. So you don't take that first step. So you don't feel better. But don't worry, because these researchers at Yale, well, they've stumbled onto something. It's like, and this is something that they were using for, I guess, glaucoma. But what they were doing was they were feeding mice. They were trying to make these mice morbidly obese, and in the process, while they were shutting this gene off and shutting off that gene and doing this and doing that and playing mad science, Anne Eichmann, Ensign Professor of Medicine, Cardiology, and Professor of Cellular and Molecular Physiology at Yale, said, we created a mouse that eats fat but doesn't get fat. Right? Get rid of the donuts! Give me the donuts! I haven't had a donut in like 2 years. No, I eat donuts. You see, here's the thing. When you can be healthy and you can still enjoy yourself. That's what we call them, cheat meals. Take a cheat meal, will you? But don't cheat on your life. Just take a little cheat here and there. Failure led Eichmann's team, headed by Associate Research Scientist Fang Zhang, to discover the absence of 2 molecules that helped zip up specialized vessels in the lymphatic tissue to prevent the uptake of fat particles called climacrons, I guess. Cliomicrons. So basically, here you got this, fat's supposed to go into the system and stored in the body, and it's stored in the body. Why is it stored in the body? It's stored in the body for fuel. So if we don't have food, our next meal, because that's what you don't know. Sometimes you don't get them. You'll have fat. Now, this is like the beginning of one of those scary movies. The scary movies like zombie movies, or like the, what was that Brad Pitt movie where they discover the cancer, the cure to cancer, right? By mistake, and all of a sudden it turns everybody into a zombie. This is what this is gonna do, right? Not turn into life. Great thumbnail. Jacob says researchers from Yale are going to create zombies with fat medicine. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that you can't zip up your lymphatic system. Tissue's there for a reason. It's designed to do what it's designed to do. Don't eat a bunch of ho-hos and Twinkies and then cut back on all the nonsense. Don't take a pill that is going to 100%, I am sure, going to have terrible, terrible lasting effects. Whew. This is mad science, right? And the problem is all the regulations have been rolled back on a lot of things because it's all about making the money, right? Gotta keep the money, keep them fat and high in the hog, right? While we're all down here, fat, literally, and low on energy and creativity and passion and joy and hope and love. And that's why I hope that all of you aren't going to take no silly fat pill and aren't going to take all the headlines as like doctrine, and are going to understand that the four horsemen apocalypse may not be Apple, Amazon, Google, and Facebook, right? Because, Marissa said it, well, it's not just them. There's so many other big players. You have no idea, right? And we're all figuring out ways on how to monetize. Maybe Google, Facebook, Amazon, and Apple aren't the four horsemen of the apocalypse, although I gotta tell you, I guess you can make a strong case for it because of the way the world has changed, right? I mean, the world is different. Would you agree? Would you agree the world's different with me? Because I think it's a bit different. But I'm excited because, why? Well, because, oh my goodness, like my life is completely changed. And like everything that's going on in my life right now, it's never been as just amazing. And I hope you feel that way too. And I hope that you are seeking more each and every day. And I hope you're doing that thing that I say to do. Teach me the truth no matter what the cost. It's like the veil. You know what a veil is? A veil is something that hides. It's like when you're getting married, you have the wedding veil, you don't know who you're marrying. You don't know what this relationship's about, and then the veil is taken away, and you're like, oh, look at you, it's the Dan. She's so good looking, she's so beautiful, my new wife. The veil's been taken away. I think that happened back in the day. And I think it's like available for everybody, because the weirdest thing is I'm getting so many emails from so many people that were like the opposite of what they have just become within, 3 to 8 months in a short period of time. People want more, and there is more waiting for us all. Whatever a person believes and perceives becomes in reality. Words have power. That's why the scriptures say that the power of life and death is in the tongue. So I'm here to remind all of you of the potential that's within all of you, but you're never going to figure that out if you don't go to the source and you don't say, hey, tell me about this. In any event, I hope that you all enjoyed the show. I hope that you thought it was as cool and interesting as I did, and I will see you again in a couple of days. So make sure that you hit the button, wherever the button is. I think it's over here. Hit the button. Hit that button. And subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget to check the bell. I'm getting so many emails from people saying, I keep getting unsubscribed. I keep getting unsubscribed. And I'm saying, all right, I get it. All right, maybe the four horsemen of the apocalypse are out to get me. I don't think so. I think that everything's happening according to plan. Whether or not I'm being censored is not my... It's not my thing, man. I'm not stressing about it. I'm excited because look at how many of you are here right now. I love each and every one of you, and I will talk to you soon. But before I do that, I want to bring somebody on here who just happened to come on. This was not planned. He came downstairs, the EE. Tell him about your channel. Go ahead, tell him.
Hello.
Tell him what.
Kids Family Fun. Kids
Family Fun. He's very passionate about this thing, and if you want to see him race me in the pool.
You're just scared, dude. You're just scared that you think that he's going to beat you. I don't think he's gonna beat me. I don't think he's gonna beat me, Sonny. All right, so we're gonna do this.
Yes.
We're really gonna do
I
this.
think Sonny's telling the truth.
What you think? Well, come
Right,
on
Sonny?
over here. Let's
High
get.
five, Sonny.
Dude. You really think that you're gonna beat me?
Yeah. easy.
All right. Let's see, dude.
Go down below. I'll put a link. Good job. Look at you sneaking in. He's learning so well. All right, everybody.
I love
Hey,
each and every one of you.
Hey, that's my line. I love each and every one of you too. All right, bye-bye now. Mwah!